to the very, very first episode of the Omnus Chronicles with us, the crew of the USS Omnus NCC 72703. So I'm gonna kick it off with giving the reins over to our host for the evening, Commander Ross, and he will take you through a few Star Trek episodes. We need to find out what the Omnus is and why everyone joined and who everyone is. So away you go.
Yes, I am the XO of the ship, so I am Kez's number one, or Karen's number one. I am actually the second in command of the Omnus. It was decided, okay, to give you guys a little bit of a background on why or what's going on and how this is all working. Originally the ship was, or the chapter was actually based in South Africa and commanded by our illustrious Captain Carl Botha and his wife Mandy Botha. They were originally the captain and XO of the ship. And what had happened was their lives had gotten too busy, but they didn't want to decommission the ship, especially considering the fact that there were so many more crew members on board the ship. So what had actually happened was myself and Karen, well, first it was put to a vote and no one really wanted to take over the ship, so Karen and myself decided, no, we're going to do it. We're going to take over and we're going to carry on the chapter, but the only difference is we're going to move to Scotland because this is where we live. And it would be pointless trying to run a chapter in South Africa if you live here. On top of that, we also had to make sure that the ship would survive because we didn't have enough crew, because the crew started, not working on the ship and the guys left and things like that. So what we did was we recruited more people. These three here that are with me at the moment, excluding Karen obviously, these three here are new and all live in the UK. We're here to discuss apparently Star Trek.
The Omnus.
At one point I thought it was discussing the Omnus, but apparently it's discussing Star Trek now.
No, but also more importantly, the first episode is to discuss the Omnus.
Yes, so to give you guys a basic idea, the Omnus, yes, we do act like it is actually a starship because in how it works as a fan club is each chapter is a starship of its own, and each starship is designed differently. So you've got the USS Enterprise, which is a sovereign class ship. The Enterprise E is a sovereign class ship. The Enterprise D is a Galaxy class ship. The Enterprise C is, I cannot remember. The Enterprise B is an ambassador class. What is the B again? I thought the B was the ambassador. Excelsior class, yes. And the Enterprise A and the original Enterprise, this little thing over here, was Constitution class. However, each ship is different, and each ship has a different crew and has different missions and things like that. As I'm sure some of you already know, the Voyager, for example, is a science vessel. The Enterprise D is an exploratory vessel. So is the A. The Ambassador, as far as I remember, or the Enterprise C, was actually was originally supposed to just be a greeting ship. It was supposed to be a ship that meets people, or meets basically exactly its name, an ambassador ship. And then obviously the Enterprise C was supposed to be, it never really, or D never became anything because it just got destroyed before it could do anything. But anyway, the Omnus itself is a Nova class ship. A Nova class ship is supposed to be a science or engineering vessel, depending on what it is. However, ours is a special kind of ship.
Okay, but before we go into the technicalities of what kind of class ship we have, for those of you who are
Can you send me the specs, by the way?
I don't have the specs of the ship, but what I'm going to read is a breakdown of what the Omnus is. USS Omnus is a Star Trek fan club run through a volunteer membership organization. Our members are what make the ship and who keep us flying. Through leadership and organization of Starfleet International, we are able to have a Starfleet-style club, complete with ranks, titles, and uniforms. We need to make clear that the Omnus is not a real starship. The starship is a metaphor that represents the social and ideological elements that bind the crew together. The crew is technically the ship, and we love everyone on board, and everyone that makes our crew is absolutely amazing. So now you can go into the technicalities, because obviously it is a Star Trek thing, and every fan club does have a specifically designed ship, and obviously the Omnus one is the Nova class one. I thought I'd just put that out there
For no good reason other than to just make me look like a fool.
No.
I'm kidding. This is Kez and I joshing each other. But first, before we get into that, let's get everyone else introducing themselves as well. So,
Who you are and why you joined.
yes, and that Kez can do because she's the mediator.
Okay, well, we'll start with the only one who still has his camera on. Oh, wait, no, there we go, Craig. Craig, tell us about yourself and why you joined.
Well, I'm 6'5", 26 stone, rugby player. I'm a big man. I coach disability rugby, and I've been a Trekkie since and I'm 41 now. I can watch it all day long. I just really do my web show series. I just like it. But yeah, I'm a simple man. I work and I play rugby. That's it.
What made
That's it.
What made you decide to join the Omnus?
I think I saw the update on Facebook. I just thought, yeah, why not? Pick it up instead of coming home from work, doing rugby. I thought, yeah, make something of it, see what I can do, and yeah, that's how I ended up in this situation.
Interesting. You?
Hi, I'm Hugh. Joined the Omnus in February this year. I flicked through TikTok, and my TikTok's full of Star Trek and horror stuff. So the Omnus came up. I thought that looked kind of cool. I seen it was based in South Africa and thought, oh, I can join that because I won't actually have to meet anybody. And it turns out there's loads of them in Scotland, so yeah, so they're forcing me, an introvert, to be extroverted and meet up. They're not forcing me to. I've been into Star Trek since I was a little kid. Although I started with the original series, I grew up on the Next Generation. Firmly a Captain Picard man, and I'm the same as Craig in that way. I love every version of Star Trek that is out there. I can't get enough of it. Just whenever it's on, I watch it. And that's me.
Okay, well, not everyone else did it. Ross, why did you join? Because Kieran's not back yet.
Oh, is he not back yet? Okay. Well, because I'm a Trekkie. What actually happened was I met Carl quite a long time ago, and we were at a festival. We were still doing, when Karen and I were still doing our YouTube thing, we met Carl there, and we basically got to chatting, and he said, oh no, I'm part of a Star Trek fan club called the USS Dauntless, and I just happened to know the person who was part of the USS Dauntless because he was also a friend of ours, and he was the captain of the USS Dauntless at the time. He is now the Fleet Admiral in South Africa. Vice Admiral in South Africa. I joined the Dauntless originally, and then Carl said he's looking for a few good men to join his ship, and that's where he asked me, and I was like, yeah, I'll join. I'd be more than happy to join. I'd always like to get a new ship off the ground, and that's how I joined Starfleet, and that's how I joined the Omnus, actually. Quite strangely. How about Karen? Now you can speak that.
I was roped into it.
Technically you weren't.
I was roped into it by Ross and by Mandy.
No, Mandy did it. I did nothing. I just said that.
Because Mandy is Carl's wife, and we obviously became very good friends. She is my best friend, and
Obviously Carl is technically mine.
When Bestie says join ship, I say okay, and I joined, and it was a little bit like I wasn't intensely into Star Trek, but my dad was, and my dad was really excited to hear that I was part of this as well, and I think that's what made me stick through it as well. But it was also a no-brainer when they said that they're moving to go and create the Omnus. Obviously I was going to go with my friend, over and above the fact that the Dauntless was at capacity at the time, and because like I explained, we do have ships, and the Dauntless as a ship was too full. We were in the engineering bays, and at least on the Omnus everyone has their own lovely little quarter that they can call their own. Because we still have enough space for everyone. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. If you want to join the Omnus,
nudge,
let
nudge,
us
wink,
know.
wink.
Put that little punt in there before we say, Kieran, I know you were just going to be listening, but I'm going to rope you in now. Tell us about yourself and why you joined the Omnus.
Hello, my name's Kieran, and I joined Star Trek, the Omnus, because I like Star Trek.
Short and sweet.
That's fair enough.
That was brilliant. That was the best answer I could
Point, I
ever
like
give.
it.
Okay, so to give you guys an idea, the Omnus, the reason why she says that we have space is because the ship has cabin crew, or has a crew complement of, I think it was 900. I might be wrong, but I think it was 900, so we can actually take on.
No, ours was small. I think it's like 100 people.
No, it was 900.
I don't know. I don't know the specs of the capacity.
Yeah, but it's because you never got the specs, and,
Yeah.
and I can't remember everything.
Yeah.
Okay, what I do remember about it is that the ship is actually technically a stealth ship as well. No, it can't cloak because, as you know, Federation rules, Federation ships are not allowed to cloak. However, the ship has stealth capabilities, and it is basically painted black. So it's this. This is what it looks like. A very pretty little ship. Okay, but it's basically black and harder to see if you look out your window. Oopsie, I turned my screen off there. But yes, so that's what the Omnus looks like. I don't have the specs, so I can't give you much information because someone wasn't prepared with the specs today.
No.
Even though she knew that we were going to be doing this.
Yeah.
So she put me in a bit of a spot by making me host, knowing that I don't know most of the stuff already. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get straight on with it, and we're going to start talking about Star Trek. Yeah, okay, so TSO, the original series, the TOS, the original series. Most of you guys are old enough to remember the original series. Me, I only remember the ending of the original series, because obviously I was living in South Africa, and we were like 20 years behind you. So we only got, like, when we got the original series, TNG was showing. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that much, but still, it was long enough that we were behind everyone else when it came to seeing the shows and stuff like that. So, but the original series, any episode really stick out for you guys out of those ones?
The one that sticks out for me. Sorry.
No, go on.
The one that sticks out for me is actually the pilot episode that got remade with Pike in number 1 and Spock having emotions and stuff like that, which obviously that didn't carry on because they made him more. They wanted to make him more alien-like. So that original one.
Yes, I know I got it wrong. Okay, I know I got it wrong. I said TSO the first time, and then I said TOS. I got it right. I got it right.
Yeah, that's the episode that's from the original series that sticks out for me. I don't know why, because it's
He's gonna write TNG
Captain
now.
Pike never carried on after that episode, although he has now in Strange New Worlds. That's the first one that I can actually remember seeing as well of the original series, and I thought that looked kind of cool. Then when I seen more episodes later on, I was a bit like, what? Who's all these new crew? And then realised that no, that's the actual proper crew now. So yeah, it sticks out for me.
Yeah, I think the Cage is a good one of mine as well. I think it was so raw and not unique at the time. And I just, there's a fun fact about that episode, you know. Spock was supposed to be red, but they decided not to go down that route because he looked too much like the devil. Originally, he was supposed to be red in that episode.
That's cool, did not know that.
I don't know why I know that. It's one of those ones that I think back.
That's an interesting fact there, actually, I'd say.
my favourite US episode is the one where it's got Pike again, Spock, doing the advice for the court martial to go back to the planet because Pike is life back basically. That was Thanos? It's not Thanos, what's that? You know the ones they met in the original in Cage? You know which episode I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's why it's a two-part.
Yeah, I don't really know, so unfortunately I don't know the episode.
Fox was the Enterprise. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, I don't know the TOS episodes as well as you guys. Obviously, I didn't really see them as much. Out of that series, though, what really stood out for me were some of the movies. And I have to really say that my favorite one out of all of the movies was it was the one where Kirk was climbing the mountain. It was one of the later ones. I think it was the fifth one.
Yeah, I think it is the Final Frontier, where he falls down the mountain.
Yeah, when he falls down the mountain.
Yeah,
that was my favourite out of all of the original series stuff. I don't care what you guys say. Okay, I was younger.
Did you watch the other?
Hey? No, I didn't watch the original series. I went from TNG backwards a little bit, and I saw some of the original movies. So for me, it's always been TNG. I've always that was where my affinity started. So that's why I asked you guys about the TOS and not me, because I don't know TOS as well as you. I know the movies, and I know I think the first episode, and that's it. So I actually don't know as well as you guys. Hey?
The motion picture was supposed to be Star Trek Phase 2, wasn't it? So when the first series got cancelled TOS, the motion picture was supposed to be the second series, a reboot of that, and they changed it to a movie instead. It was supposed to be called Star Trek Phase 2, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in fact, the original designs for I don't know whether it was the new Enterprise or the new Starship, actually eventually became Discovery.
Discovery, yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, it's a weird thing to think about. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't the best, but the problem with Discovery, it was too focused on Michael Barnett Burnham. It should have been called Star Trek Burnham. That's what it should be called.
In my mind, Discovery never existed. It was a figment of everyone's imagination. It never happened. Section 31 does not exist. It's not a real thing. And that's just it. It's all a big, horrible dream.
You've got to embrace it all. You've got to embrace every Star Trek. Even if you don't like him, you've got to embrace him.
No, I don't. The great thing about being a Trekkie is you don't have to. Every Trekkie has their favourite, and every Trekkie has their hated.
Yeah, my favourite is Next Generation.
Mine is also TNG. Has and always will be TNG.
I can't find this Big Trade now.
Yeah, you said so. You said so.
Why?
Why don't you like it?
I loved the Dominion War, I loved all that lot. But when it ended, and it was just too. I don't know, I just thought it was poorly written towards the end. In terms of, oh yeah, let's go pump out, yeah. No, that's not, no. Cisco, what are you doing, mate? No. Just no, I can't explain it, just no. It started off well, and the premise of it was brilliant. But the problem with having a space station, it got a little bit boring. It's on a space station, and they're not going anywhere. That's why they brought the Defiant in, because it was losing ratings, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then they went back to, it was episodic, which is what Star Trek should be.
Always.
And then they did this whole war thing, which again was really good, but there was
the Cardassian War.
And then they went back to episodic Dominion War.
Oh yes, sorry, the Dominion War. And my thing was, where the hell was the Enterprise during the Dominion War? What, couldn't they bring their flagship into fight?
No. I watched something about this. It was on diplomatic missions because, and I think this was from Vic Burnham or whatever.
Is it canon or is it freaking fan thing?
Well, the reason they didn't bring it in is
Yeah.
because they didn't want to take the focus away from DS9 and just bring in a random ship for the sake of it. So officially, it was on diplomatic missions on a shakedown cruise. That's why. Officially.
I say that's just. I think that's just fan theory. I've never seen anything regarding diplomatic missions or anything like that. I just think that had they brought the Enterprise in, you're right, it would have taken away from from Deep Space Nine, and it would be more focused on the Enterprise because look, guys, the Enterprise is back. You know?
And everyone gets excited when you see the Enterprise.
Yes, because that's Star Trek.
Maybe they just messed up the calculations when the Enterprise went back for first contact, and they just came back after the Dominion War and didn't really mention it.
Good theory. You see,
I like it.
You see, I would say yes, 100%. Everyone gets excited when they see the Enterprise, even in Picard. But since I watched the first season and wrote off Picard after that, I was like, because you know what? If you fuck me on the first season, I'm never gonna watch you again. Simple. If you fuck me, I just don't do it because I was hoping that Picard was going to pull away from what Discovery did and actually make it episodic, not focused on one person, one whole thing the whole time. I was hoping Picard was going to go, let's go episodic, let's bring it back to what TNG used to be, what Star Trek used to be, about one episode per thing, so that you can actually have a beginning, a middle, end in one episode. And maybe a backstory at some point, but the main thing is there's beginning, middle, and end in each episode. And when Picard came out, and they did what they did to him, I was like, fuck you, I will never watch another Star Trek again. So, they destroyed me for Star Trek, they really did.
We are allowed to swear within reason, obviously.
Yes.
So don't go,
you're allowed
don't
to
go
swear.
too insane. But you are allowed.
Yes, and as you can hear by the way I ranted there, I don't get angry that quickly with the Star Trek stuff, but when it comes to actually ruining a story the way they did, I can't watch it again. And that was the big problem with me, is that, with it, was that when I watched it, they were saying, oh yes, it's gonna be the old Star Trek, it's gonna be what Star Trek is supposed to embody, blah blah blah, and we're gonna just spit the shit into your ears, and you're gonna like it, you know. And the problem is some people like myself just go, you know what, fool me once, right? That's it. You don't get a second chance, because I watched Discovery. I watched the first and second season of Discovery, and I hated it with a passion. I thought that in the second season it might get better, but it didn't. So I was like, okay, that's it, I'm done, not watching Discovery ever again. Then they were like, yeah, no, we're taking it back to its roots, and then they brought Picard out, and then it did the same thing to me, and I was like, you know what, that's it. I'm sorry, but fool me once, it doesn't work again. So I've decided
series?
I'm not gonna watch it, dude.
No, watch it. Watch the third series, mate. Honestly, it's brilliant.
I even went and watched the first episode of Strange New Worlds with Karen, because she's like, oh no, come on, we have to watch it, at least watch one episode. And I was like, yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad episode. It wasn't that bad. I don't like the way they talked to Pike, because you know what? That's still your commanding officer. Have some respect. And I believe that if you don't have respect for your commanding officer, you should not be on board a starship. Simple as that. But they didn't have respect for it. But I gave it the benefit of the doubt. And then what happened? A musical episode.
But we haven't gotten to it yet.
I'm sorry, but you know what? From the bits that I saw, that's embarrassing. I'm not gonna do it.
It was so bad it was good. It was so bad it was good.
No, bro, if it makes me
I'll
cringe.
agree with that as well. I was dreading the musical episode. I was like, oh my god, what are they doing here? This is going to be dreadful. And I sat pissing myself laughing through the whole episode.
I found it hilarious. It was so
I
bad
can't,
it became classic.
I just can't. When I watched just the some of the reviews of it, and I was watching what they were doing, I was like third degree cringe. How the hell did I cringe when someone else is cringing to the cringe factor on a show? I was like, I can't do that.
The problem with the newer Star Treks, they were designed for people that have never seen Star Trek. So
Yeah.
if you like us where you're watching Star Trek, the new ones, but you are used to the old ones, you've got to get that mindset out. You've got to go in with an open mind for stuff for the new generation now.
I can't.
And if you're doing it that way, you'll enjoy it.
You see, I can't, because you know what the whole thing is? They took Star Trek and they were like, oh, here's an existing fan base. Let's change it for a new fan base and just force the existing fan base to like it. And for me, that's impossible, because you've taken something and you've actually killed it. You've stabbed it with a knife. And then you blew it up with a grenade. Fucking why?
I thought Strange New Worlds was brilliant. Picard season 3, mate. You've got to watch Picard season 3.
I'm really not going to watch it, dude. There's nothing that's going to make me watch that show.
Someone back me up there. Star Trek Picard season 3.
It's exactly the same.
I liked all. Star Trek Picard season 1 was good. I enjoyed it. I knew it was going to be different. Although I did want more Next Generation. Who doesn't want more Next Generation? I knew it wasn't going to be Next Generation, so I didn't have that in my head. I knew it was going to be different. I knew if anyone else other than Picard other than Patrick Stewart was going to be in it, it would be a cameo. And I quite enjoyed it. It did go downhill a bit, season 2. But season 3 was some of the best Star Trek ever written. It was absolutely brilliant. Must admit.
It really is fantastic.
It's not going to change my mind. Nothing.
What is Kieran's there?
Yeah, Kieran wants to say something.
Oh.
Really.
Just no.
That's good enough for me.
The only thing I liked about Discovery was the uniform.
Yeah, the
32nd
uniform was
century
quite
uniform.
nice. You know what? I give them that. That uniform was quite cool. That I will actually give them. That uniform was cool.
I'm assuming you mean the latter ones, not the dodgy blue one they had at the beginning.
No, the 32nd century one.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that was great. I like Discovery. I get people's criticisms about it being Burnham centric, and it did annoy me that for the first 3 seasons, I don't think there was an episode where Burnham wasn't brought to tears over something so traumatic. But the first season was something different. It wasn't necessarily for everyone. I'll agree to that. But the second season started to bring the original series back in terms of characters, and you were like, okay, this is what has been going on to Spock and Pike and stuff like that before the very first episode of the original series, and I thought that's kind of cool. It spawned Strange New Worlds, which for me is brilliant because I love Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
And when they went into the end of season 2, when they went into the 32nd century, that was brilliant because they just some stuff is a bit, I don't know, like the detached
destroying all the
cells and stuff
dilithium.
are a bit weird. Yeah, I'll give you that. But seeing what the Federation was going to be like in the future and technology-wise and stuff like that, because everybody knew how technology in Star Trek worked, what it was doing, how it could work. In the 32nd century, they changed all that up by and updating it without necessarily changing the whole dynamics of how and the physics of how Star Trek works. They managed to update it to the technology that they could actually do today with CGI and stuff like that, so they could actually make it look like it is way more advanced than the 24th century that we've got. Yeah, it's I like Discovery. I thought it was good. It was a whole new, different approach to it. I must admit, I do prefer like Strange New Worlds, is getting back to the episodic nature. You know what I mean? An overlap, there's like a theme that will run through all the episodes of a season and maybe through the whole entirety of every season. But there is something different happening every episode, you focus on different characters, their development, visiting new worlds, and meeting new species and stuff like that. All that sort of stuff about Strange New Worlds is. I'm glad that they've brought that back, and by delving into Star Trek before Kirk on Enterprise, then yeah, they can do that no problem without seeming as if they're going back on formulas that they've put in place for like Discovery and the likes.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
I like the episodic episode, and then, like you said, in the background, there's a season-long story, like with the Gorn. You know, it's only mentioned for a couple of minutes in each episode, and it's built up, but like you said, episodic, and that's what it should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. It's like, I mean, we all know that the entire premise of what's going to happen throughout the entire series is that eventually Pike is going to get burned and he's going to be forever changed because of that. We all know that because we've all seen Star Trek TOS.
If you haven't yet, then obviously.
Well, if you haven't yet, then you're
Spoiler
fucking
alert.
far too young. Everyone knows what happens to Pike. Everyone.
I tell you what, that was
This contains spoilers.
No, it doesn't. Spoilers for who?
People who haven't seen it.
that was probably one of the better episodes of Strange New Worlds as well. When it started and the cage came on instead, and it started with the cage. When it opened up, I was like, "What is this?" And it carried on like, "This is brilliant." It was and that just connected it all in one for me.
Exactly. It was very well done. Exactly. That's why. I mean, I'm willing to grit my teeth through Strange New Worlds that one episode. I'm willing to. And what I've got to say about it as well is, yes, this Pike, Chana, you know what? Speak to your crew and tell them, listen, there is a pecking order on the ship for a reason. I am your commanding officer. If you talk down to me again, you can fucking walk out that airlock. That's how I would be.
Do you not think, because it's set before Kirk and all that lot, and Starfleet's relatively new, because it's only set 100, is it 100 years after Enterprise? It is, and it's 10 years before Kirk, isn't it? Yeah. So it's relatively new, and they've got a bit more freedom, because I think that's the way a starship would. You look at Picard. It's very rigid. I am in charge. This is how it is.
Yeah, right? That's how it's always been.
Do you not think it's more realistic that he would have to ask for their opinion more, and they could be open more? Do you not think?
No,
I think so.
I don't think that is how it would work, because from Enterprise as well, it was still militaristic. They still had, or should I say naval? They still had a naval command. Yeah, there was still someone in command, and people still did not talk down to the captain as if he was their inferior. The captain was still the captain for a reason, and the way that ensign or whatever the fuck that
Ortega.
That moron. The way she spoke down to him, I was like, bitch, you get your ass on that airlock and fucking climb out, because you don't belong on this ship. Don't ever talk down to me like that. I am
well,
that much
you
of
know
a
she's
commanding
going
officer.
because she went in the original series, so she knows she's going to get kicked off eventually.
Well, maybe she becomes a red shirt. You know?
That's a myth, you know. That's an actual myth.
I know it's a myth. It's actually a fan. It's a fan.
I believed that
thing.
for about 20 years until I found out it was a myth. I was like, no.
No, it happens that the thing is, it's a myth because it's actually more of a like just a we notice things. You know, you always notice that the red shirts die.
It's the one
they
that died.
always seem to die. You know, but other people do die, but you just always notice the red shirts.
It's because it's more outstanding because it's red.
I seen somebody done a calculation of it. I'd read recently, and I think the least amount of red shirts died under Picard, and the second least was Kirk. It's actually Archer
Archer killed the most. Yes.
Actually, fair. He lost 18 people in this first 10 minutes to be on board.
Well, I mean, exactly. But look at TNG. If you look at how Picard actually ran his ship, he was one of the most successful captains when it came to keeping crew alive. because he lost the least amount of crew members out of almost all captains, except obviously Janeway, but you know, you can't really count that because she like fucked off to a
Yes, you can.
So no,
Yeah,
she
you
had
can.
to keep her entire ship was basically, if her ship died, everyone died. You know, there's no changes or anything. That ship is gone forever if it dies. So Janeway was lucky enough to actually get pulled
She's
into a
my
different
favorite,
sector.
so she counts.
Yeah, she counts, of course she counts. But you know, if you look at it from the captain's standpoint, Picard actually did, out of all the captains, lose the least out of his crew members, because you look at the people who he lost and how badly the reaction happened when they were lost. I will always bounce back to Natasha Yar. That was by far one of it was, I think, the second saddest loss on TNG was Natasha Yar. And the funny thing is, the actress didn't want to be in the show anymore.
Yeah. It
was also the crappiest death that anybody's ever had.
Yeah,
It was the
awful.
crappiest death, absolutely crappiest death ever. But did it only affect everyone? Because, I mean, who didn't think, okay, she's going to come back in the next season? You know, when I first watched that series and she died, I honestly thought she was going to come back in the next season. You know, and when she did it, and it was actually, she was dead, it you know, it was like, wow, okay, they really took her.
That's why I love yesterday's Enterprise when she was back in that episode.
They brought her back.
Yeah.
It was good to
My
see.
favourite episode of Star Trek is that.
Yeah. I can only imagine how many people were cheering.
It's the Romulan, can't remember her name, but she was a Romulan. No, her daughter is a Romulan.
Her daughter's a Romulan, yeah.
But it's the same actress, Denise Crosby playing it. I thought it was a great way to bring her back in.
It was unbelievable.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she was. She was. You know, that's what I don't think she even realized how important she was on the show, because she was only on the show for one series, and she thought, oh well, you know, this series is not going to go anywhere, so I'm just gonna
Off myself.
I'm gonna quit because I'm not gonna renew my contract because I've got better things to make money off of, or well, not necessarily money, but I've got a career to build, and if this show is not going to actually build my career, then why do I keep doing it? Not knowing that TNG was going to become and explode the way it did.
Yeah. Even from that is that we got that Worf was properly developed as a character, because he was basically just muscle until she died.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he was just the big brainless muscle guy standing in the background that came in when somebody needed a big
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we just need to get you some forehead ridges there, Craig.
I know, that'd be me.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we've got some ridges and we've got our.
I'm Discovery Klingon. I'm the Discovery Klingon. I'm at the augment.
I don't like them.
You know, I'll shave my beard and I'll have the goatee. I'll be a proper number 2. Except for the hair. It's the only thing I can't do because I can't grow my hair. I have none to grow. But yeah, I agree with you, dude. Because you know, it helped Worf's story actually develop really nicely. And what's really awesome about how Worf's story grew was it doesn't stop throughout the entire series, right up until the movies, even into all of the movies. It doesn't stop. Worf does not stop growing. He does not stop, you know, developing as a Klingon, learning to actually live amongst humans in Starfleet. And you know, it's amazing how they actually did that. I think that they developed Worf's story so well, because look at how when he has to actually teach his son morals, and he tries to teach him two different worlds of morals, the Klingon moral and the human morals, because he still has those human morals, because he's still got those foster parents that raised him on Earth, as well as his Klingon heritage that he's trying to keep. So he's doing both, and he's trying to teach his son both. And when you see him trying, it's like, holy crap, he's really developing. It's awesome.
When he was in this Deep Space Nine, when they brought him on board to DS9.
Yeah.
I thought he developed a lot there as well.
Yes.
That's when he
definitely
was all out with. Yeah, I think his own story came a lot better then, and I think that led up to Picard season 3. If you watch it, you'll see him develop even more in that.
Yeah. Worf in Picard season 3 is what I want to be when I'm an old man.
Oh, he's an absolute bad man.
Yeah, he's like awesome. He's totally grown into that character, Michael Dorn.
Yeah.
He's just absolutely amazing. He just looks cool as hell.
Yeah, and then, yeah, but I love the fact that he's gone from this voyage to like, like, no, what are you doing? But he pulls it off so well. He's so good at it.
Yeah. For a pacifist, he really does kick some ass.
Yeah, for pacifist, he kills a lot of people, doesn't he?
He's supposed to be some sort of ambassador for the Klingons or something like that, as far as I remember.
In Deep Space Nine, at the end of Deep Space Nine, he is. And the Picard. Well, I'm not going to ruin it. You'll have to watch it.
I'm really not going to, so don't worry about it. I promise. Nothing is going to make me watch it. No amount of. I mean, you know, you can take that Clockwork Orange device and try and keep my eyes open. It's not going to work. I will ignore it.
Some of the best scenes in Star Trek history. When Enterprise D comes out straight off, you've not seen that bad boy.
The D was fucking destroyed!
Yeah, but they explain how it's back. Do explain it.
No, you know what? I'm sorry, but that to me right there is member berries. Don't do that to me. The D was destroyed. It was destroyed. Remains destroyed.
Partially destroyed.
Doesn't matter. It was destroyed.
So
My
section
opinion,
was still perfect.
yes, dude. The largest part of the ship was fucking destroyed.
Yeah, and they managed to find another ship who'd lost its saucer section together.
The Savatego, who lost the saucer section, put them together.
It's like how many pieces do you replace of a starship before it's not a starship anymore?
The entire saucer section. And anyway, you know what? It's gonna kill. It kills all
There you
of
go,
the.
that's what it looks
That's not
like.
gonna do
Beautiful,
a thing
beautiful
for
thing.
me. That's not gonna change the fact that the Enterprise E had already come out, was already being used, and even now, even during Picard, the Enterprise F was actually flying. So what happened to the E? Did it just like fucking disappear into the void? Come on, people! Look at the logic!
Well, you need to ask Worf what happened to what happened to E. He's the only one that can tell us.
Yeah, well, exactly. But they fucking just gone. It's just not
They
there.
did it brilliantly, and they all just looked at like.
And you know, then people are gonna hit me with these fan theories, and I'm like, I don't care about fan theories. I want canon. I don't do fan theories.
It's a lot of Star Trek in these days, since the dawn of the internet, ever since the sort of Voyager went off air and the internet was becoming a major big thing. Fan theories have become canon because the people who write Star Trek are like, do you know what? That shit's better than what I could come up with. So yeah, that's canon. That's brilliant.
The Enterprise F, that was designed by a fan.
That was actually designed by Star Trek Online.
It's not a fan.
It wasn't canon though. It wasn't canon.
It's owned by Paramount. How is it not canon?
They can make that of it to make it canon.
Star Trek Online is owned by Paramount. How is that not canon?
It's not classed. It's classed as beta or something like that, but it's not canon.
It's classed as beta
Yeah,
canon.
it's weird. Yeah.
Nonetheless, there are other derivatives of the Enterprise. They didn't have to bring back the member-bearing Enterprise D. They should have left it as it was.
No.
They should have left it as
The
it
way
was.
they did it
Because there was
Yeah,
actually...
I was like a little kid again watching it. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
I'm not gonna lie. I rewind it, and I'm pretty sure I had a tear in my eye. I was watching. My entire childhood came back to me.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant the way they done it. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, they've made some mistakes with characters, especially in Picard. But I think at the end of Picard season 3, you can take a look at the original Next Generation cast of characters and say they done them well.
That's the way it had to end the way it did.
Yeah,
That was a perfect ending for it.
yeah. It's the only way because All Good Things ended so well. The card had to have a similar feeling to the ending as well for it to work.
I don't know what you're showing there, dude. I can't see it.
The ship.
Enterprise
G.
Yeah, Enterprise G.
Exactly. So why are they moaning about why are they wanting to bring back the Enterprise D? Because member berries.
It was just a pet project because Geordie turns out that he's head of the Fleet Museum, so he wanted
he's
to
coming over there.
Yeah, he wanted to try and bring back the Enterprise D just as a bit of a thing to put in the museum as what that a famous starship from that era was like.
I'm not ever going to accept that the D just came back because they wanted to bring it back in Picard for member berries. Again.
It was like maybe
That's
I'm
just
old here, but I think it's better than the episode of Dallas where Bobby Ewan wakes up and everything was just a dream for like 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, because that's exactly what Star Trek was. You know, Star Trek was a soap opera. Where people people die and then they go into a coma, then they die and come back to life. Then they die, they like get shredded, and then they come back to life from being shredded.
It was always written as a soap opera, a space soap opera.
It was.
I'm going to do Michael Barnum in a minute, and I'm going to go full Mutiny in a minute.
But yes, okay, enough arguing about how I don't agree with any of the new Star Treks. Because I will never agree with them.
One thing that
Hey?
He hasn't seen Lower Decks.
I'm not gonna watch that. Dude, I told you! After Picard, fuck all will ever happen with Star Trek for me. I will not watch Star Trek. I've tried. It sucks. Fuck anything else after that, because first season of Picard fucked Star Trek for me forever. I'm gonna say it like that fucking moron commander, whatever her name is in the first season of Picard. Here, fucking humorous.
I think Kieran was trying to say something. I don't know.
Sorry, Kieran.
What did you lot think about the burn?
The idea of it was good. The way it was executed was what it actually was utter shy. The idea and premises behind it was brilliant.
Oh, what? The fucking destruction of all the dilithium because some fucking child cried. What fucking bullshit is that? How dumb is that?
For someone who hasn't watched Discovery, you seem to know a hell of a lot about it.
It's amazing. It's amazing what you hear when you actually watch reviews and stuff like that. And you have other people who actually review stuff, and you're like, wait, what? When they're watching something else and then they bring up this thing. I was watching some review of some of the movie. I think it was a Star Wars thing. Because there's another thing I'll never watch. Not that I like Star Wars anyway, but that's beside the point. I don't really like Star Wars, so it's fine. But they were discussing something about Star Wars, and then someone mentioned that about they're like, yeah, remember the burn? And everyone's like, the burn? And it's like, yeah, in Star Trek, in Discovery, where the kid cried and destroyed all the dilithium in the universe. I'm like, so you're like, fucking what? How dumb is that?
The idea behind it is brilliant.
The idea, I agree. The idea behind the destruction of dilithium it's intriguing, but how fucking stupid was the execution of it?
Yeah. It was ridiculous that the only ship that could save the universe came from the 23rd century and came back again. It's like, what the hell? But it was a good idea in the way of resetting things, because Enterprise never got the chance to pull off building up the Federation. And they, which I think was the last episode of Star Trek Enterprise. Was the only Star Trek episode that I really, really hate with a passion.
Oh god, I hate it too, dude.
Doing Star Trek Enterprise with that, bringing in Troy and Riker and stuff.
It's just a simulation on a holodeck. Oh no, come on.
I was doing that, done my head in. I couldn't stand that.
That was
just actually really angry at that one, I must admit.
Yeah, that was poor.
That was just badly done.
Building the Federation and was never done, and the fact that they can rebuild it now, and I think that might continue on with Star Trek Academy, which is coming in a couple of years. But what they're going to do with that,
Hey,
But
another one I won't watch.
You
Well,
might.
they've got some big names, just like Holly Hunter and Paul Giamatti and stuff like that are actually going to be in it. So it's not like
Paul
no-name
Giamatti's supposed to be a
actors.
bad
They're
guy.
like quality, like Academy Award-winning actors that are like coming in to play parts. Whether that's going to bring any significance to it, I don't know. But
I'm not feeling this one either, to be honest. I mean, when did it say? Is it set?
I think it's set just after the end of Discovery. So I'm presuming Tilly, who went to be a teacher at Academy, is actually going to be in it.
She annoys me. I hate everything about it.
I think everyone hates Tilly,
I think she's really good at it. I must admit, I like her. I think she's
Oh,
really
God, she's
good.
annoying.
I think everyone hates Tilly though. Except maybe here.
Tilly is Discovery Neelix. Neelix is the character. Oh God, I don't need to know
Well,
about it.
at least she's not Discovery's case. That would be even worse.
That was a pointless character.
Yeah, it was totally pointless.
She only lived for 3 years. What?
No, you know who a pointless character was? You know who the most pointless character of Star
Oh
Trek
no,
was?
he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
Wesley Crusher. I fucking hate Wesley Crusher! He was the most useless character in Star Trek.
Although if you've seen the second series of Prodigy, it was alright.
The second series
You've not seen that either, have you?
No.
That's like Prodigy.
If you'd seen the second season of Picard, you'd know that.
Why would I watch the second season of Picard? No, he was the most useless character out of everything in Star Trek. He was by far the most unnecessary character. They were trying to do a whole freaking, as far as I remember, they were trying to do a whole Spock thing, and Gene Roddenberry felt that Wesley embodied the child or the child of him, what he used to be, or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly what they said about that, but Gene Roddenberry was the one who really wanted that character of Wesley in there. But oh my God, I just wanted to slap him every time I saw his face.
Yes.
It's like Wesley Crusher walks in the room. How quickly do you think I could slap him before he cries and runs away like a little girl? I hated it. Hated it.
They were like, there is no need for this character.
Wesley
Absolutely
Crusher
none.
is
Absolutely
my
none.
favourite character of all time.
You're doing that just to josh me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it to josh him. I actually think he's alright.
Yeah, you see, she actually thinks he's alright. But
And I'm
you see
being
the
dead
part-
serious.
The Botany Bay, yeah? HMS Bounty side.
Just wait for it.
I'm thinking about Mutiny.
This is what I think about. This is what I think about it.
Shut up, Wesley.
Straight. That's what I think. And we've even got that is on our soundboard, by the way.
Shut up, Wesley.
That is on
That is really...
our Discord soundboard for a reason. I don't like Wesley Crusher. I think that he's the most useless character, and like I mean that dude that warps the ship into like a different dimension, and then he says that Wesley is the same as him, and then they send him off to the academy and he turns into some fucking idiot who can't even fly a ship properly. I mean, come on, seriously?
I'm lied.
And lied about it. This is supposed to be the kid that is supposed to like inherit the world or whatever the hell that guy said. But he can't even, keep his friends alive and say, look, this is a bad idea, guys. I've been on a starship. I've been with Captain Picard. This is not a good idea because I've picked up the morals on board the ship. I know what's right and wrong because I've been on board the Enterprise as an acting ensign, but I'm going to act like a fucking idiot and fly the ship and destroy it and kill my friend in the process because why? Because I feel like being an idiot.
Impressionable teenager.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
And humanity shines through.
Then he should never have been. But then, if that's the case,
how much we trying to grow.
if that's the case, then he should never have been given the rank of acting ensign. If that's the case, he should never have been given the rank of acting ensign because you have to actually have. Exactly. The thing is,
No, we're doing it.
if he was supposed to be, if he's supposed to be a teenager and all of that, he's supposed to act like a teenager, and that's what teenagers do. Fine, okay, I get that. But then, why was he given the rank of someone who can actually be an officer on board a ship? Come on!
Okay, I've got a good for you. Sisko is the same character, but not in Star Trek.
I don't like Jake Sisko either, dude.
No, I don't. He's the same as Wesley Crusher. He's annoying as crap.
I don't like Jake Sisko for the same reasons.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
I
he's
don't.
pointless. There was no need for him to be there.
No, there wasn't. I think that if it was just Benjamin Sisko and his story, it would have been fine. They didn't need Jake Sisko even in the story. He was like an ancillary character that was just written in for God knows what reason.
It was for effect because Sisko's wife had died during all those things and stuff, and obviously it was. I don't remember, but it was too. I'm assuming they did it to show that he has a lot on his plate, and aside from running the space
He has to be a
stuff,
father,
he has to be a dad and all of that.
Yeah,
That's my assumption.
Yeah, he's linked to the living as his son, and he's linked to the dead. It's where I think half of him wants to be is with his wife. I think they're the only two things that actually matter to him, and he needed somebody there to anchor him into reality.
Yeah, I get that, but the amount of screen time that he got was unnecessary. They had to write. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, carry on. Craig, you first.
The only time I like Jake Sisko is when Jake Sisko wasn't played by the guy that played him when he was the older one, where Sisko touched in engineering that incident and he became a writer. That's the only time I like Jake Sisko was when he wasn't in it, when he was played by someone else.
So it was the actor that pissed you off.
Yeah.
Sort of like what is it? Will Wheaton?
Will Wheaton. You don't like the actor.
I don't like the actor or the character. I never liked Wesley Crusher, but Will Wheaton has just proven how much I don't like him as an actor, or a person, or a human being.
I never watched that Barney because of Will Wheaton. Because of Wesley Crusher, I never watched it.
Well,
So I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to watch Van Damme.
don't worry,
Because
dude.
he's in it.
When I watched Big Bang Theory, I could not watch the episodes. I had to feign enjoying the episodes, well, any of the episodes, to be honest, because Big Bang Theory just sucks dick. But I had to feign enjoying watching Will Wheaton be an idiot, or at least pretend to be intelligent.
I think our XO needs to be a bit more forceful about his opinions and not just sit on the fence.
I'm not sitting on the fence.
I think so.
How am I sitting on the fence? Screw you! How in the hell am I sitting on the fence? I have got my line and I've drawn them hard. I've built walls over my line.
He's got a moat and everything.
I have got defenses. I've got cannons aiming down at the fucking wall on the other side. That's how my line is drawn.
On that note,
On that note.
I think we're gonna end it for this one.
Yeah, we've reached an hour. Can you believe it?
I'm going to give you half an hour, but yeah. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
I hope so. I really do, because I know that I can talk shit and get angry about things at times. But yeah, how did you guys enjoy it? Did everyone have fun? Did Kieran have fun listening to us moan?
I thought it was brilliant. I do have a request though.
Yes.
Watch the new Star Trek.
I'll
No.
make him watch it.
No, she won't. She thinks she will,
Yeah.
but she won't.
But think of it as research for the podcast.
Right.
Where's this podcast start?
I've got better research for the podcast. No, I
That's
don't.
a good idea.
That's you guys. I don't even. Hey, you know what? I was roped into this episode as the host. I'm not supposed to be the host. That was not supposed to happen.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
You're ending.
But anyway, we're ending the podcast there. I hope you guys enjoyed us arguing about which Star Trek was, what we felt was a good Star Trek and why I should be watching the new Star Treks, which is not going to happen anyway.
If you have any comments,
But if you have any
suggestions,
comments,
of what we should cover in the next episodes, please do let us know.
Absolutely.
Picard season 3.
Yeah, okay, but I won't be in that episode. I won't be part of that episode then. Someone else will have to host it.
Anyway.
We'll wait and find club, yeah?
Yeah, of which none of you are part. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Omnus Chronomenicals. And hopefully you guys get to watch us again in the next episode, when that is. I'm sorry that I am such a weird host. And yes, from me, the commanding officer, no, the executive officer, I keep saying commanding officer.
I'm the commander.
The executive officer of the Omnus, I wish you farewell. Now the commanding officer can finish off the close.
Goodbye!